to piano lesson number 29. Woo! Yeah. Okay, so I'm in a good mood because everything's just going nicely. I'm really excited about the website coming up and all that soon. So today we're going to talk about pedal technique, and I'm going to give you guys two different pedal exercises that you can do. One is a really beginner one that pretty much anyone could do, and the second one is going to be one that's a little bit more advanced, but it's helpful in its own way. And the second one is actually, it's taken from another book from a teacher, so I'm going to give credit to them and everything too, because I don't want to be ripping off other people's stuff and then passing it off as my own or whatever. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is explain a little thing about the pedals here. So we're going to be working with the damper pedal, which is, if you're looking at it, there's the pedal on the left, pedal in the middle, and pedal on the right. The pedal on the right is the damper pedal, and I explained a little bit about this in piano lesson number 7, I think it was. So if you guys didn't see that, or you don't remember what a damper pedal is and what it does, you can go back and check that one out, and I think it's in the second half of because I had to split them in halves back then. So I think it's in the second half of piano lesson number 7. Confusing, huh? Okay, so okay, so I want you guys to look at this. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, this is the first pedal exercise I want you guys to do. We're going to be playing with the bottom part of our foot here, and as you can see, I'm not wearing socks. And that's just so you guys can see my foot a little bit better. And also because I forgot to put them on, I just realized this now. I wasn't exactly going anywhere, so I just didn't put socks on, and I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, well. Anyway, so you can laugh at me if you want, go ahead. So, when we play with the pedal, we want to play with this part of our foot here, the ball of our foot. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this part right here. Actually, my feet are kind of weird and they go up naturally. Like, I can't put them down, like this is the farthest I can put them down, and then I can pull them at like a 90-degree angle upwards, but anyway. I'm just weird like that. Most people aren't like that. Anyway, so you're going to be playing with the ball of your foot here, and you're going to put it on the edge of the pedal, on the right side, and you're just going to push down with your foot like this. You're not going to be moving your whole leg and doing like a do-si-do and knock it down, not like that. Although you're welcome to if that's what makes you happy, but for concert purposes I would suggest not doing that. So, we're going to depress the damper pedal, or in other words, the pedal on the very right, all the way. So whenever I say damper pedal, that means the pedal on the very right. It's the right pedal. Okay, so we're going to press the damper pedal down all the way. Now all the strings are open, and they're free to vibrate as much as they want and make as much noise as they want. So we're going to have some fun here. We are going to make a whole bunch of noise, kind of like that monster, that animal guy off the Muppets. Okay, so once you've made some noise, like that, go ahead, have some fun with it. Now I want you to play a chord. I want you to just play a C major chord like this. And now I want you to get rid of the noise and keep this. So what you're going to do is pull the pedal up and push it down again. And now you can let off and see how we only have the C major chord sound. So, when we, where's the pen? Okay, so say this is the damper pedal here, and this is when it's just sitting there, and so our foot's going to go down and it presses it down all the way. So when we're changing pedals, we're not going to come all the way off and then go all the way down. We're going to come all the way close to the top, so maybe to the top quarter, and then go back down all the way to the bottom. If we come all the way off, then we get this little gap, like a hiccup kind of, that you can get, and it doesn't sound very good. It's sort of like the equivalent of, say, you need to take a breath when you're swimming. It would be like you're doing the crawl or whatever, and then all of a sudden you just leap out of the water like a huge salmon trying to come up a stream, and you're like splash back down onto the water. So you want, what I'm trying to say is, by just just skimming to the very surface, not all the way up to the surface, but just before the pedal finishes. Hold it there and then push it back down. That way you'll keep some of that sound in there. It won't sound so abrupt, and it sounds much better that way. So, what we're going to do, so hold down the damper pedal. Let's go through this one more time. We're going to hold down the damper pedal all the way to the bottom. Now we're going to make noise. Now we're going to hold down the C chord, or whatever other chord you want to. And now we pull the damper pedal up and push it back down, and it gets rid of the noise. Okay, one more time. So, damper pedal down. C chord, change the pedal. Now it's gone. We can let off, and as long as we're holding the damper pedal down. Now I think I'm going to do this so you can see my foot at the same time, because that could probably actually help. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Okay, so damper pedal down. Dun 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 dun. Noise. That's fun. Okay, now C chord, and then I change. And look, now I'm holding it down and I can let go. And we've successfully changed harmonies. Now if we want to change again, we hold down the next harmony, and we let go, and now we've changed and we've let go of that old harmony. Now you can change again, and we can go to like this one. So that's the very first one. So it's just noise, play a chord, change the pedal, however many times you want to. You saw me come all the way off, so I don't want questions. But you went all the way off there. Well, I just made a little mistake there, okay? So I was just getting kind of energetic. Okay, so noise. Probably getting bored of just doing the same thing again, but then you don't have to rewind it. Okay, so that's the first one. Now that one's for beginners. You can do that with just a pedal on the keyboard, just make noise and practice playing that C chord. And when I say C chord, I mean a C, an E, and a G. So play that C chord and then change. So you're going to be changing after you play the chord. Now, the other one is taken from this book here. It's called Piano Pedagogy, A Practical Approach. This is a book teaching, it's basically an approach to teach teachers how to teach, basically. It's a pretty big book. It's written by an amazing guy. His name's Edward Parker. He is based down in Vancouver. He's pretty old now. I think he's in his, I actually don't know. He's got some kids. Like, one of his kids has gone to Juilliard and stuff like that. And he's like an amazing teacher, really well known, well respected throughout all of BC, probably even the whole country, maybe even North America. But anyway, so I've actually never met him, but I want to meet him one day. It'd be kind of interesting. Because I've read his books and I've heard pretty good things about him actually. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is, so this is the guy, Edward Parker, and in his book he talks about a pedal exercise. And you know what, I don't remember exactly where it was in this huge book. So, but I did have it written out, so there we go. Although I don't actually need this to play the exercise. So here it is right here, you can see it in my own writing here. So I say Parker, chord scale, what? Parker chord scale? Anyway, I don't know why I wrote that there. Oh, chord scale, okay, I get what I was talking about. Anyway, okay, so see how I've written out 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, like that. Now the reason why there's an and there is because on the 1, we're going to play a chord, and we're going to hold it. And on the and, we're going to change the pedal, and we're going to keep going up. So I want you to look at this closely. So I'll go really slowly. Now I'm going to play a C chord, and then I'm going to be going up the scale. So I'm just going to be playing 3 chords, and then just moving every single one of those up 1 note. So I'll be playing C, E, G, and then D, F, A, and then E, G, B, and then C, that's all I'm doing. And the reason for that is because every chord will sound different than the other because of the different harmonies that are implied there. But okay, so what we're going to do is, because we're always changing, we'll have to be changing the pedal every time we do this. So this is why it's helpful. So we're going to hold the pedal down. We're going to play the C chord. Now, we're going to count 1, then 2, 3, 4, and then on the 1 we're going to change to the next chord, 1, and then when we say and, we're going to change the pedal, so the pedal changes on 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 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 2, 3, 4. Now if I didn't change the pedal on the and, it would sound like this. So see how blurry that sounds? But when I do it without, I'm doing... So if you're really observant there, the notes go down and then the pedal change happens right after it. So what this is doing is, by doing this, counting out this rhythmic pattern, this actually trains your body and gets you to naturally do this movement whenever you're hitting a new chord and you need to change. So this is an invaluable, amazing exercise that can train you to pedal just when you need to and do it smoothly. So this is an amazing exercise for pedal technique, especially if you're beginners trying to get a grasp of how to change the pedal and make it sound smooth. So just remember that you want to be coming up, not all the way to the top, although you probably saw me do that just because I'm being lazy. But if I'm actually performing, I will very rarely ever come up to the top. So, just don't come all the way up to the top, just make it a nice smooth but close to the surface and then go back down. Now, you might also hear stuff, these are just bonus things really. The other ones would be something called half pedaling. So say like, where can I show you this? Okay, so say this is the bottom of the pedal here, and this is the top. Bottom, top, bottom, top. Okay, so half pedaling would be taking the pedal to the very half. It's not pushing it all the way down, it's taking it halfway. And then doing little pedals up like that. Now, half pedaling is useful when you don't want too blurry of a sound. Because some pieces, if you're full pedaling, but if you're half pedaling, it'll sound different. I don't know how well you can hear the difference over camera, but... And then here's just no pedal. And then again with full pedal. Here's a half pedal. So when you're hearing that, when you listen to that, it's like it's kind of like a middle ground of the two extremes. When it's all the way down, it can get kind of blurry and mushy. When it's all the way off, it sounds really dry and kind of like, I don't know, just raw. But when you do a half pedal, it actually sounds, it's like softening it, but not blurring it out so much that it's completely distorting it. So half pedaling is a good middle ground. And then you can also get into like 1/4 pedaling and 3/4 pedaling and stuff like that. But all those are more techniques, and what you'll have to do is practice your pedal control to get that down. What I'd suggest for practicing would be practice having no pedal, practicing putting it all the way down, practicing pulling it off, put it down, put it off, put it down, put it off. Now feel that distance between, and then try to pick a halfway point between those. And now just go all the way down, pull it halfway off, pull it all the way off, put it all the way down, pull it all halfway off. And then now practice putting it halfway down, all the way down, halfway off, all the way off, stuff like that, and so until you can get your foot into the mood of doing that. So eventually your foot will gain more control, just like I was talking about the fingers yesterday. Or no, it wasn't yesterday, it was Friday. Okay, but anyway. So, that is basically what I had to say on that. So, I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I'm going to be busy the next week or two doing some performances and stuff. So I probably won't be posting a lesson for maybe another week or two. So that's why I decided to do it now, so you guys would have something else to tide you over to. You can be practicing your pedal techniques. Yes. Okay, anyway, so the next lesson is going to be on rolling chords. So I'm going to explain this one sign in music and show you how to do it properly. Okay, but yeah, so take care and happy practicing. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.